It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Cards and the Rams on Monday Night Prime Time.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
NFC Wildcard game. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw taken in by Green here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First carry for James Conner. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things. And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Here's Murray from midfield. He'll swing that out to Edmonds. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. And they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackle.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray. And this will be swung out here for Conner. And he'll get it down here to the 43. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down. Murray going to throw. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So the Rams in great position here as they get things started. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 13th NFL season now. It's Matthew Stafford.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
To throw again on second down. Stafford, and he fires one incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Now the first carry for Cam Akers. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Stafford now to throw. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Stafford going to give this to Akers. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. They'll give this to Akers running right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. Back to throw, Stafford. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Greg Dortch back deep. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Murray. Oh, look at the catch by Green. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. Very nicely done there on the reception, and what an impact this rookie made on this offense, Charles, in the regular season.
Yeah, he's a big part of why they are where they are. He stepped into an important role, embraced it, and in a lot of ways expanded it, and immediately made a connection with his quarterback.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Brandon Powell. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Stafford here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Let's go.
A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. Get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On 1st and 10, Stafford. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Stafford barking out signals and trying to get his guys set quickly. And the pressure gets to him again. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away.
Let's go. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Murray. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Murray. He'll get this to counter underneath. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
A gain of 18.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Murray. This one complete to Christian Kirk. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wildcard matchup. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the Bucs who were able to get the victory at home. Tom Brady, another strong performance as his guys claim victory number 13 on the year. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Murray. Steps, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
We are
seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Andy Lee now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. Now a first down throw, Stafford. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, a run with Connor. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now Murray. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Second and 12. Murray now. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Von Miller able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Murray with a 3rd and long. He'll dump this one off to Connor. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona.
Here we go. That's the end of
One quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them, and they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a one-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And he's got this to Jefferson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Stafford on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 2nd down, Akers. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. The Rams on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll go again here with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the 1st. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Stafford. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Bryson Hopkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Stafford. Open man is Skoranek. He's got it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Cliff Kingsbury's saying, hey, let's take another look at that. He's going to throw down the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call. So Cliff Kingsbury correct there in the decision to challenge that one. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've momentum going. So, I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play out of while you've got them rocked on their heels.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A give, running right is Akers. And a short gain down to about the 33. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Throwing is Stafford. This one brought in by Jefferson. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Gardner took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The 4th down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the 2nd quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
The football going back over to Arizona now. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. After the turnover, here's Murray. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it, but every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Here's Powell on the return.
Where you go, Joe?
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams trying to get going again. Now here's a throw that's complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now it's Stafford. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
And another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Murray now running right on the option. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.